species is named maple slough from the red maple trees that line this area. While we're in maple slough, please continue to stay seated from me. There's a whole bunch of stumps just below the water surface. I would hate to get stuck again. It's embarrassing when my guests come back all soaking wet from having to help get out and help me push.
It's another one.
Another one. Alligator.
The only other thing you might want to know while you're on tour is if you hear that noise. There's very likely a snake has fallen out of a tree and onto our roof. In the instance that happens, I'll get out there and identify the snake to the best of my ability. There's 26 different species of snakes that live here in the swamp. Luckily for you, only 4 of them are venomous. If one of those 4 venomous species happens to land on our roof or in our boat, you will know immediately by my actions. I'll be exiting out of the back of the boat. Good luck to y'all. Don't hit any stumps on the way out. And don't get stuck because it's getting dark pretty quick. We have been seeing some snakes today. The sun's starting to kind of head away now, so we'll see if we're still seeing them. I look in those same places I've kind of been seeing snakes over the course of the day and see if we can find a few for y'all. I know some of y'all asked. How long y'all been in Louisiana?
Full day.
How many? 4 days? Everybody's kind of that couple day mark?
4 hours.
4 hours?
Whole life?
That's what I'm talking about. Your whole life? That's what I'm talking about. So, I don't know if y'all came to Louisiana for the partying or for the food, but the food is here, y'all. This is where it's at, and y'all caught the very tail end of it. But y'all might still be able to find some crawfish. If y'all get an opportunity to eat crawfish, I highly recommend it. It's my favorite food on earth. There's nothing I'd rather eat. I wish they were all year round. We just ain't that lucky. If you do get the opportunity to eat crawfish, think about the area that you're in right now. This is where we catch wild crawfish at. It's in areas exactly like this.
What are all the little red things on the cypress? Is that
That's apple snail eggs.
that's what you asked.
Yeah, it's an invasive species of snail. And now that you know that snail eggs, you're going to see them everywhere. They'll be on more than just the cypress. They'll be all over the grass and the plants. You can see some that's hatched off right there. They're everywhere. Well, y'all, what you're in right now is the Honey Island Swamp. You're inside of 37,000 acres of wildlife management area that's all owned by the state of Louisiana. We're blessed enough just to come in here and use it. There's not very many sloughs that you have access to in a boat this size. So this is pretty amazing. When y'all were on your way out here, when you heard the word swamp, did you think of a nasty, gross, bug-infested, muddy yuck? Kind of. Fair enough. So the word swamp actually means a flooded timber area. That's exactly what you're in right now. And left side, y'all are going to be first. I'll give you an opportunity to take an absolutely perfect picture of the swamp. And then right side, I'm going to spin the boat completely around for y'all, so y'all have that same opportunity without hitting the handrails in the way.
Okay.
You can look all the way out to there and get right here. The perfect picture of the swamp. That's a pretty awesome shot, isn't it? Most of this time of day. One of the cool things about the picture you're taking right now, the picture you just now took, is the oldest known tree inside the Honey Island Swamp is in your picture. It's down there on the left side. It's the big tree with all the knots coming off of it. That's a bald cypress that got a fungal infection early in its life. Maybe we call it pecky cypress. And when these trees get this fungus, it eats long, striding holes out the interior portion. When they log this area, thought something was wrong with these trees, they begin to discard them, push them off onto the banks and sink them. Today we've learned these trees make beautiful countertops, tabletops, furniture. Folks like to use side scan sonars to come out here and locate these trees. Use a water jet, which is really nothing more than a pressure washer, to poke a hole through the sand and silt, pop these logs up, bring them to the mill. Large logs I've seen bring between $6,000 and $10,000 a piece. It's a pretty good chunk of change for an old piece of tree.
Is that what they call sinker cypress?
Sinker cypress, yes ma'am. The longer it's under the water, the more value it brings. I'm gonna call it about 4 foot right now. The river's kind of up a little bit, so this is up a little bit also. It's been falling pretty hard throughout the course of the day, but I think we're probably still in about 4 foot of water. The deepest water we'll be in today, believe it or not, is probably only about 6 to 7 foot deep.
How's the fishing back here?
In here, it would be great if there wasn't tour boats coming through here all day long, but you can still come back here and catch catfish and bass. There's a really good deep sockeye hole back out there in the oxbow, and it's marked with that big cypress tree that fell down.
Yeah.
It's just on the top side of that cypress tree. There's a nice sockeye hole down there.
Dang.
Ooh, look at that pretty bird. Black crane.
So as we're traveling deeper into Maple Slough, are you noticing it's starting to become much more narrow? It's also becoming quite a bit more shallow. Sloughs like this one are created by the river. The river attempts to carve off a new area. In this particular case, the river lost its momentum, causing this slough to dead end. And when a slough dead ends, give me just 1 minute to get the front of the boat tied up and that front lid lifted up. We're going to start the walking portion of the tour. If you know anything about the walking portion of the tour, it's okay. It's something I do special for all of my guests. That's why you're the only ones out here. You're going to enjoy it. I do recommend taking your shoes off. Let that mud squeeze up between your toes. It's going to begin to exfoliate your feet. And ladies, it's like going to the spa and getting one of those foot-a-cures. We'll stay close together. We don't lose somebody again. It's a really good time.
We're gonna go in the water.
Before we get back on board, we'll negotiate the price to get you back where you started. Okay, maybe there's no walking tour. You lose one kid for a couple of days and everybody freaks out. But the slough really is going to dead end here in just 1 second. If you would, stay seated if I'm just letting the boat completely stop.
Alligator right in front of the boat. Right in front. You get ready to run over. 2 or 3 of them.
4 or 5 alligators.
Oh, a bunch of them.
Where they at?
They made it out. So now that we're back here, take a look around. You see these root systems exposed everywhere out here? It looks a little different than anywhere else we've been throughout the course of the tour. The reason is we have a family of feral hogs that live in this area. Those feral hogs use their long snouts to dig up underneath these root systems looking for things like grubs, bugs, acorns, and berries. They also eat some of the root system of the bald cypress. But they're not limited to that. They also eat things like baby alligators, believe it or not. Have you ever seen a feral hog before?
Yes.
No.
No? Yes. Would you like to try to see a feral hog while we're on tour? So I've developed a relatively unique pig call over the last couple of years. It's had some pretty good success. Y'all want to give it a shot?
We do.
Yes.
Kevin! It's Kevin Bacon. Come on, Kevin!
Oh, it's an alligator.
He is right there. Look at that.
Come on, Kevin!
It's so close. Let's hope Kevin doesn't come because there's an alligator right here.
Kevin lives around y'all will hang out. So I was telling y'all at the beginning of the tour that I kind of do things a little bit different than some of the other guys, and I try to pass a few alligators. This is why I wanted to have this part of the slough to ourselves. Here in just a little while, there's going to be 5, 6 other boats piled up back in here, all parked all over the place, trying to sit right here where you are right now and enjoy this area. That's why we went ahead and skipped some of the other stuff that we're going to go catch up on in just a little while. I just really enjoy spending this time back here without touching other folks.
It's going away.
Alligator.
Huh? We haven't seen pigs all day. So I figured this afternoon time we're going to see the pigs because they've been shy all day.
Look at that beast.
Kevin!
Another alligator. We didn't look like it.
Oh, I heard it.
What you hear?
It's over there somewhere.
What'd you hear? The pig?
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
I hope you're right.
Oh my goodness. Oh, don't tease me. He's climbing. Keep your hands in the boat.
I know, I'm so mean.
What is it?
What's that?
What are you feeding them?
Protein pellets. It's we feed alligators in captivities and reptiles and zoos. It's a good little snack for really any of the animals that we encounter. They're able to metabolize it relatively quickly. That way they can eat quite a bit throughout the course of the day. And then it's also like a protein shake that can sustain their diet.
This is a good one.
Maybe I'll picture on this side while we wait for the pigs for just one more minute, just in case they decide to show up. Oh, man, huh? Where's my games today, huh? Yeah, what you saying? We all guess the pigs are going to show up. I apologize. That's bullfrogs we're hearing. That's not the pigs.
That's alligator right behind that one.
Right here, right here. Look at that.
We're going to go take a little ride down there where y'all can find some alligators we can play with, that we can feed. This is a
Alligator right
private
here.
area that we're in right now. Once you start seeing that yellow paint, we're back inside the Honey Island swamp again, so we can't feed alligators up there. At least we're not supposed to. I know. Where we're going is a private canal. We have more than enough rights to go down there and feed them there. We're going down there.
Bye, alligator.
We'll feed some alligators, talk about.
Like he's like, you didn't give me any trees.
Yeah, put my big bag right for y'all.
Yeah, I got scared of this.
Oh, the twins in the front of the boat. Twins in the front of the boat.
Oh.
Well, y'all, any questions about anything we've seen so far?
What's the gator's lifespan?
been 60 and 80 years. Largest alligator ever recorded was supposedly 19 foot, 3 inches long, and a little over 1,000 pounds. The reason I say supposedly is because it was measured with a gun barrel in the 30s.
And the alligators breed a lot back here?
Say again?
They breed a lot back here?
Breed?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some active. So that's one of the ways we gauge a healthy alligator population is by their breeding cycles. When we see females breeding every year, we have healthy alligator population. And that's one thing we do see is a lot of females have disappeared right now. The alligators you're seeing right now are either immature female alligators or male alligators. All of the mature female alligators that have all been bred are on their nest right now. So we kind of started talking earlier about those pink things we saw all over the trees, those apple snail eggs. So apple snails are an invasive species. It's been here about the last 5 to 8 years. They've been a major problem for us. They have a tremendous amount of vegetation. And those egg clusters you see have between 200 and 600 eggs. And they're coated in a neurotoxin, so absolutely nothing can eat the physical eggs themselves.
Yeah.
Then the actual snail itself gets larger than my fist. They get really big. This is an apple snail shell. They get quite a bit larger than this. Y'all can pass that around. If you'll put that up to your ear, you can hear a swan. Are you gonna do it too? Take my serious pictures.
Only the little red ones. The little snail.
What are those things up there? They're red.
Like a professional
Like
photo
red
bomber.
flowers or
I'll do this
something.
all.
No, he's talking about the red egg things.
Why not? I gotta have fun too. So when we've introduced things like apple snails and another invasive species called a nutria rat, have you ever heard of a nutria rat? It's a vegetarian rat that gets about 20 pounds or so from the tip of their nose to the end of their tail is about this long. They're pretty nasty little creatures. They come out here and eat the root system of vegetation. When they eat that root system, that allows that mud to become much more tender, causing it easier to erode away. Now here in Louisiana, we're losing about the same square footage as a football field a day to our coastline. That's a lot of land. Yep. See how the apple snail eggs are starting to turn white? They get that like almost white tint to them. That's when they're getting ready to hatch. Now, the state of Louisiana put out a press release saying that if you saw the apple snail eggs, to take a stick and knock them off. And if you see the physical snail itself, then throw it against something hard like concrete, something to break the shell in order to kill that snail. And they claim the neurotoxin can have an effect on you. Before I knew that apple snail eggs had a neurotoxin that coated the egg clusters, and I found them, I was out frogging with a bunch of buddies, and I might have had a little liquid courage in me. I reached out there and grabbed me a handful of them. I started rolling them around in my fingers. I didn't know what it was. Well, apparently it didn't have an effect on me. Apparently you have to have something up there in a nugget for it to mess with it. Pretty cool. We'll wake them up. I got some of these kids here that's good tree climber.
Right on the left, you see that tree, they're up the upper branch there. They're all piled up in one branch.
Oh, that's cool. Let's see if he's telling the truth or lying. He said left, didn't he?
Yeah, you said that.
Left on a log. Or tree. Up in the tree. You see some? Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. What are those?
Oh yeah, raccoons or something.
They're like little.
They're right there. They're calling some raccoons or something.
See him?
Come here, kids. Come on.
Where we saw him at the park.
Let's go see.
No, the family.
What are they?
I see him now.
Come on, girls.
I think they're possums.
Maybe one of their names is Kevin.
Kevin! Their daddy's George. Cooney?
When he's down, there's not moving.
Y'all knew that was coming, right? It gets so much worse when I start drinking.
Look at this.
Come on, girls. They're not
These are
moving,
listed
Yeah,
as
they're
like,
moving, but not moving down.
They're not coming down the tree. Here comes the end of all animals.
these are raccoons right there.
It's coming down.
Oh, the raccoon's coming down.
Come on, girls.
Oh, look at this raccoon.
Come on, babies.
Right there.
Come on, my babies. What y'all doing? Come on, my babies. Hurry up. Come on, babies. There's 7 total. Come on, babies. Hurry up. I ain't got all day.
Where they at? I see them.
They made it to the ground yet?
Yep, they made it to the ground.
Come on, babies. Y'all don't tell John I called him up a tree now. I'm trying to learn my tricks.
Going the other way.
Y'all see him anymore?
Yeah, they went that way.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't very nice of them. Oh well. We'll try to catch him on this other log again.
Oh, look at the one straight in front of us. He's looking at us.
Oh yeah, see it right.
Yeah.
She heard me. Thank you for listening.
Right there.
Nobody else wants to listen around here. You're like my children.
He's trying to come.
Selective hearing.
You got you can get it from Bob, okay.
When you see him, he's trying to make it.
I just rolled around.
You going over there by a pellet?
Yeah. Trying to make it there.
Come on, babies.
Watching for
That's Blondie.
Yep.
Come on, Blondie girl. Bet y'all have never seen a raccoon that looks like this before.
No.
Blonde raccoon. She's the cover girl for L'Oreal.
Oh, here he comes. Coming to you, Gwen.
Come on, Blondie girls. This is the mama. Come on, Blondie girl.
Oh.
Come on, Blondie.
Look, she's coming.
Come on, sweet girl.
Oh.
Come on, sweet girl. It's okay.
Oh.
Oh my god, that is
There it
so
is.
light.
You got it.
That's pretty girl.
Hey, Blondie.
Oh.
That's a cool looking raccoon, isn't it?
Super cute.
You would think an animal that looked like that and stood out that much in the swamp would have gotten eaten.
Oh, there's one more here.
Oh, here comes another one.
That's the baby.
Oh yeah.
Y'all finally made it, huh?
Oh, he's darker. He's darker.
Come
Oh,
on.
there's another one.
Hey, babies. There y'all are. Where y'all been? Hey.
There's 3. Where the other ones at?
Oh, yeah, right on the log. Oh, right, you on the log.
Oh yeah. 1,
Come on,
2,
babies.
3.
Come on, babies.
It's watching out for alligators.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
you're
right.
right.
100%.
See, there's 3.
What you doing, babies?
There's 3. It's so cool. Oh, that one was.
You girls hungry?
They don't know to get them.
Huh? Oops. Go get it.
Don't take it.
Bye.
Oh, gone. One gone right there.
Yeah, that one got one. One fighting. Fight, come on, baby. Oh, he didn't get any. Good job.
Get it, baby.
Look, get it, get it. Good job.
There you go.
Thank you.
Little wet rats. That's my favorite trash pans in the whole world. All right, y'all. Good job. Y'all of you got to see Blondie. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one. Oh, there it is. Blondie's a good one.
This is still playing.
What y'all think about Maple Slough?
It was good.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and get on down here. Take us a little boat ride while it's pretty outside.
There's an alligator.
Yeah, I see it.
Mom, where's Addison?
One on the other side.
To me, it's Maddie.
Luca, pat his tongue. Do it one time. Come on.
Maddie, can you?
Hey. And vodka.
Maddie, can you spot?
Come on, girls. Y'all be safe. What? Yeah. Probably 4. I got enough beer for 4.
So this is when we dyed her hair.
They like to rag on me because I don't want to sit up here and hang out with all of them. I want to go for a boat ride and go see something different. Just for the conversation, I have not been drinking Red Bull and vodka. I have had no Red Bull.
Gin and tonic.
If they would let me just have a few beers on this thing, I wouldn't go home. Babe, I'm working late. Alright, y'all, let's get back out here on this main river, take us a little boat ride on down.
This is like the 45-minute drive, right?
I was excited. It looked like they moved the barge.
45 minutes, you mean 20 minutes? No, actually, no.
Earlier.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody's been
No,
there
it's
all
1
day.
hour.
We're probably going to have some good alligator activity down there. I didn't realize until after my last tour when I was coming back upriver. That's bonus to y'all. Hopefully we'll be the first one there all day long. All right, y'all. Turn the head around backwards. Y'all ever seen that movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? Some of y'all remember. I guess I'm just old. bridge you see was built back in 1933. It's a vertical lift bridge. That means that entire center section lifts straight up and down just like an elevator. It's a one of a kind here in Louisiana. The vertical lift bridge in Louisiana. The bridge that actually
Good.
You should have seen how many I had a little bit ago. This is the only vertical lift bridge. The bridge center actually rides the bridge up and down. It's the bridge center's house there on top. It does still function. It takes about 12 minutes to fully open and about 12 minutes to fully close back down. Typically the only time we see this bridge open anymore is there's a hurricane or a flood event coming. They're trying to get shrimp boats and crab boats, things of that manner, upriver in a more of a protected waterway. That's when we'll see them open this bridge today.
It's a good video to post on YouTube.
So up to on the right side, all these houses are fixing to see are all full-time residents. The majority of them are commercial fishermen, with the exception of the guy with the pontoon boat. That's an old abandoned,
This
that's an old abandoned houseboat that sank a couple of years ago.
So something like that, if
What's
something
that?
like that sinks, is the owner not responsible to get it out?
You gotta love this. You see how it's up on the land? Depending on water levels, I forgot what the percentage is on the land. All right, how about you? You fishing up today or what? That's what I'm talking about. So the majority of it's on his property. Got to love Louisiana. Eventually. The problem is it's resting on a steel barge. That steel barge is now pushed down at that sand and silt, and we're probably in 5 to 6 foot of water right now. In order for them to get anything up here big enough, they're gonna have to have a flood event happening. It's not really worth their time, so they're never gonna move it. Ultimately, what it really comes down to. It's horrible, but it is what it is. That guy we was gonna talk to about fishing, he's a commercial fisherman. He makes his living right here on the Pearl River. He catches catfish for a living. That's been my retirement job. That's a good deal. Ride around, drink beer, and fish all day.
So the only way to get to these is by boat?
Ma'am?
Only way to get to these homes is by boat?
No, ma'am. They actually put a road in back behind here. It's a private driveway. I guess about 10 years ago. It was after Katrina when they did it. Incredibly, the water level is about 17 feet from ground level. It was an interesting experience. So these are houseboats on both sides here. The one over on the right is only accessible by boat. And it has no power. He has to bring a generator in order to have any kind of electricity. The guys over on the left side did it right. They bought the piece of property they're tied up to. They have access from Highway 90. They can not only drive their trucks out, but they were also able to get Clico to come out, put them a temporary power pole and a meter. So they have power all the time to their houseboats. right, y'all. One more boat ride to down to where we go when you're ready to do it.
Hold on, Fred.
Y'all feel the motor hit the sandbar just now? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? I'm just glad they didn't follow me around today. I'm serious. One day they rode around following me. So finally I just stopped. I'm like, tell them something. We want to party. I'm like, why don't you go party somewhere else with these kids on the boat? All right.